This is the Basketball Show with Shane the Hammer Heel and Steve Mr. Magic Garfino. Brought to you by Unibet, TCL Plex, and News Corp. What they gonna say next?
Hello and welcome to the Basketball Show, brought to you, of course, by our sponsors, Unibet, TCL Plex Smartphones, and News Corp. Sitting next to me in the chair, as usual, is the man that scored 12 three-pointers in an NBL game. As a matter of fact, he's done it 3 times. How come he couldn't get 13? Ian Davies got 13.
Long time ago, mate. They froze me out, I guess.
Okay, we'll have to live with that. Jam-packed show today, so let's get right to it. Hammer time. Who are you going to hammer today? I know you're going to.
You know,
it's not just one person. It's a whole organization.
Collective of Melbourne United. We've been pretty soft on them all year because we felt that at some stage they were going to be able to get better. But 90 to 68. 68 points with Chris Goulding, Mello Trimble, Sean Long, all of this talent. It was always going to be a bit of a risk bringing Trimble and Long in, two guys coming from losing programs, had some habits that you're just wondering whether they were going to be able to get it together. Probably in hindsight would have been better if they only brought one in, but I think somebody who's been hurt from this is Mitch McCarron. They just, 3 shots I think he had on the weekend. A great player, someone I really respect, but it's just been taken out. Bad body language, fragmented, not good.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the case with Sean Long before he got there. So some of those things that showed up in Sean Long's game, not just picking on him, but it just seems to be too many guys like that were question marks as far as team chemistry.
And they don't make the top 4.
Ooh.
I had them in the top 2.
Okay.
They do not make the top 4. They are done unless, they've got the talent to turn things around, but based on the body language, they're not turning it around. Equal top, Sydney and the Perth Wildcats. They're going to finish equal in my opinion, so it's going to come down to percentage. Number 3, drum beat, please, is the Brisbane Bullets.
Ooh.
The Bullets are going to finish 3rd. Derek Rucker told you last week, and I'm telling you they're coming good. Finally, Glidden is in the starting lineup, 16 points, 14 last week. Americans aren't playing as much. And number 4 is, I think, everyone's favourite, Cairns Taipans.
Oh, yeah, you got to love that. You got to love Mike Kelly and what he's done with them. Fantastic job. They only play 7 guys. Injuries, doesn't matter. They really do a great job. Machado's done a great job. Mike Kelly's done a great job. I am very happy to agree with you on that one.
This is the Starting 5, brought to you by TCL Plex Smartphones.
As we get to the pointy end of the regular season, all kind of topics to be thrown out there. And let's talk about Chris Goulding. Chris Goulding, his contract's coming up. Tasmania's coming into the league. He's from Tasmania. What do you think?
If Tasmania come in this next season, and people have laughed at me a month ago, I said they are going to sign Chris Goulding and they'll be in the league next year. Scoffed me down, said, no, it's going to take 2 years. They're not going to be in. I don't know. I think they still might be a chance. And Chris Goulding, they should do exactly what South East Melbourne did with Mitch Creek. They should throw everything they've got, chips in, get around Chris Goulding, 3 good imports, and there'll be a chance to compete straight away.
All right. They do a great job with their tourism. Oh, my God. Taste of Tasmania, Salamanca Markets, all the national parks. Get a deal with Tasmania Tourism. Chris Goulding, let's get on board. All right. Number 2, Bogut, load management.
Mate, what was some people, mate, I couldn't believe that they were going at the Kings for resting Andrew Bogut. He's 35 years of age. He's over 7 foot tall. To fly internationally to New Zealand, drive to wherever they were playing, and then come back and play 2 days later. Why wouldn't you rest him? They're on top. I just don't get there. I don't understand why there was a bit of a fracas about this.
Well, I'm going to agree with Kyrie Irving. I don't agree with him very often whenever he talks to the media, but one thing he said is the media and fans, they do not understand. They are never in the shoes of these athletes. So, if Andrew Bogut, he's 35 years old, he's carrying an injury, he doesn't want to get on a plane.
Give him some rest.
Are you 7'2" and trying to fit into a plane and riding for hours, going through customs, going to get your bags? I mean, I've never done that, so I wouldn't criticize somebody that didn't want to do it.
Smart. Let's move on.
Absolutely. All right. Speaking of 7-footers, Will Magning. Oh my goodness.
I don't think he's 7 foot.
He's not.
But
he plays like it.
What's
his reach? What's his reach?
Oh, it's big.
Oh, yeah.
And his hops, his timing. 6 blocks on the weekend. I think he only played 22 minutes or something, and he had 12, 8, and 6. He's going to the NBA. Yeah. At some stage, he'll be in the NBA. His improvement has been out of control. And we'll save that argument for next week of whether he's the most improved player. But I'm right with him.
Okay, before I go to the next topic, I want to say his timing compares to Simon Dwight.
Yeah.
Great timing.
I saw Derek Rucker said that too.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah, played
nice.
with him as well.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. Zion Williams coming back. Woo, man. 6 foot. Well, he's probably like 6'4", you know. In American, he's 6'8".
Like
but American height, he's 6'8", but actual height, he's probably like 6'5" and 280. But he's coming back, and the Pelicans are looking nice. They're young, and they look promising. Even some people talking about them making the playoffs.
Yeah, they're making a serious run for it. I like their team as well. If they can get fully fit, a lot of people out at different stages. It's going to take Zion a little bit of time to be able to get accustomed to the NBA. Needs like 2 or 3 weeks to be able to get set, but they're an exciting prospect.
Okay. New Zealand Breakers on fire. 2 big wins over last week, and they are rolling. I like Scotty Hobson too.
Scotty Hobson is one of my favourite players. I said to him before I interviewed him a few weeks ago, I said, mate, I think you're going to get 30 tonight. He looked at me, he's like, yeah, so do I. He was like happy. Yeah. But he's a great player, great poise, really like what they're doing. I think they're just going to fall a little bit short for the playoffs, but they're a good team to watch as well, all playing their roles.
All right, Will Ferrell likes to get tropical. Let's get social. I like to get social when we're right and the public is wrong. Lamella Ball will not be returning in the NBL. He will not play for the Hawks.
Shocked.
I know. I can confidently say that you said he wouldn't play another game. I agreed with you.
Yeah.
You know? All right, because I'm your running mate right here on the show, the basketball show. We agreed that he would never play again. But we also agreed that it was a smart decision.
By him, he did a great job and he had his stocks high. We weren't being negative about it. We said that. Yeah. Good on him. He's done his job. Okay. Did a great job for the NBL as well.
Okay, let's rub it in. Let's see some of those tweets. Come on
show
now,
me.
Right there. Show me how it's done. I can't see that thing. There we go. Wow, really, Shane? Are you that bored? You need to hate the Hawks that much. You know, and here's a bit right here. Don't be a hater because you didn't get a look in as the coach for the Illawarra Hawks.
You're really lining up for that job.
All right.
Who else we got? Come on.
Okay.
What that bloke say? I don't have my glasses on, but talking about...
He already stated that he will stay, and even Jermaine said it.
Jermaine.
Who the hell's Jermaine? Jermaine Jackson?
Yeah, he's
like the Jackson 5?
He's coach. No. Saying that narrative. Come on, that's a narrative we went on because we could see through all the fluff. There was fluff everywhere, but we just went straight through it. And who's this? Jackhammer.
Yeah, there's the boot right there. Okay, I could put a boot on too, but not injured.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Come on, man.
That wasn't a season-ending injury.
Believes in
I know.
Santa.
Okay, well, let's just reiterate that we agreed that it was the right thing to do. All right, he's the number 1 pick. He came here to be the number 1 pick, and he established that early.
3, I think. 3.
3?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Still a good effort. He came outside the top 10 when he came to the NBL. So great job.
Great
well
job.
Done.
Great job. All right, let's get into this. And like I said, it's the pointy end of the regular season. So let's start talking about some of the awards that are starting to take shape. I think most improved is going to be, that's another day though. Yeah. But let's talk about Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Coach of the Year. Who do you like?
Has to be Mike Kelly.
Has to be.
I think when you look at budget, smallest budget, recruiting, the players he's gone and recruited with a small budget, and then the way he's managed those guys, I think that the imports had like 72 points, 24 rebounds, 12 assists or something on the weekend. Right. That is great recruiting, and then he's been able to bring them together, limited the rotations, and he's been able to overachieve. I like the way he talks to his players, listening to some feedback. He's great at communicating, keeping everyone going the same direction.
All right.
Great job.
I like the fact that you said overachieve, because when it comes
haven't they?
Oh, for sure. When it comes to the Coach of the Year award, the coach that overachieves, like, you know, plenty of people had Cairns as dead last, them or Illawarra, dead last, and here he is looking at he's going to get a top 4 spot. So the Trevor Gleasons of the world that are expected to win, that win championships on a regular basis, the Dean Vickermans, they're expected to win. They are at a disadvantage when it comes to the Coach of the Year award, and I think that's another reason why Mike Kelly is going to be our Coach of the Year. Well, it wouldn't be a basketball show without Joe in the know. And Joe, as we have mentioned, it's the pointy end of the regular season. You got some good stuff for us?
You're not going to go straight to that without talking about Adelaide.
Oh, I know.
A comment last week about the 36ers was saying biased.
I'm pretty sure one of the boys.
How are you thinking?
Didn't DJ go and drop 38 points or something? They have.
And they still lost.
But that's...
DJ was awesome.
There's more to come. The role players need to step up, but you never know, okay? You never know.
I've got them on 13 wins, which is a couple of games short.
Yeah. No.
All right, sorry, back to...
Fair enough.
All right.
What do you got, Joe?
Well, Kouat Noi, the Cairns rookie that we all absolutely love.
Star.
Yeah. Cannot wait to see him back on court. So an injury update. We still don't know when he's going to return, but I've spoken to the club and he's basically day by day, game by game at the moment.
What's he injured?
Ankle. But the good news is that he's back training, he's back in the gym, he's doing all that kind of thing as normal. It's simply a case of they're being, careful, they're taking all the precautions necessary because they don't want him to re-injure it. But, I mean, it's looking likely he could be back as soon as this week, which is great. They're playing against the Phoenix. Cairns are on such a roll at the moment, but he's only going to add to that. It means that they've got that little bit more depth. Really looking forward to seeing him back out. I know you guys are as well. Rookie of the Year contender, do we think, even though he's been out for a little while?
Yeah.
More so than Ball?
I know.
Can the next stars be Rookies of the Year? Are they in that category? Okay.
Yeah.
I think so. He's been awesome, though. The Cairns have done a great job without him.
Yeah,
really.
they have.
Oh,
yeah. They've had to step up, haven't they?
When he comes back, his rebounding, I think, is going to be critical for them. I mean, they can still score the ball, but just that extra piece. Love him. Great. Can't wait to see him back.
When you're carrying an injury, and everybody's carried injuries, and there's a pressure for you to come back, isn't that great when your team takes care of business, gets wins while you're getting that extra game of rest? And they've done that for Cairns.
Yeah.
I look forward to more of his post-match interviews. The confidence of a 22-year-old is
We like
awesome.
that at the basketball show.
It is. It's very good. Another star of the league, Finn Delaney. He's been excellent recently. The Breakers are also doing really well. They went, probably the last couple of months, they've been really good. They had that run of 5 or 6 straight, lost a couple, but then had 2 big wins over the weekend. Finn had back-to-back double-doubles. He said he's never been in this kind of form. He's really happy with how he's going. Being a team player, a role player, anchoring in defence really well, and he was singing the praises of the coaching staff. All the starters played something like 35 minutes the other day against the Kings, and then the coaches were able to maintain them, look after them, and have them back up 2 days later. He said that he's really, really pleased. I asked him a little bit about Scotty Hopson. I said, look, the guys love him on the show, obviously. He's taken the league by storm. I know everybody that I work with at Fox Sports News absolutely loves him, his highlight reel. He said he is a fantastic teammate. He is excellent, not only on the court, but off the court. He's, his persona, he's just a good guy.
I think you can feel that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been good. Delaney, he's in the sort of form we thought he was going to come into the season with after going to Summer League, but then got injured.
Yeah.
And then it took him a little bit of time once he got healthy again, and now they're on a roll. Him and Abercrombie have been sensational. We're singing the praises of Hobson and some of their imports, and then you throw Jared Weeks in. What a game he had on the weekend.
Oh, yeah. I like how Finn Delaney has come along, just like Thomas Abercrombie did when he was younger. He came into the league, he's athletic and he's long, he's tough. He had like 3 moves and he just perfected those. Finn Delaney has been able to add another, bow to his cross. What am I trying to say?
String to his bow?
That string to his crossbow or whatever it is. That was an epic fail. But anyway, I love the way he's
good.
I love the way he's brought that 6-3 now, getting a little more adventurous on the drive. Love that.
Yeah, exactly right. A 2-way player as well. They've got the Wildcats in that ridiculously insane away game this weekend. He just said, look, they are not underestimating the importance of that game. They haven't beaten the Wildcats this year, but they're going to prepare as normal, and they really want to make that push. I know you said, Shane, before that you don't think they're in the top 4. They think they'll be in the top 4.
Yeah, I think they're right on the bubble, but don't think they'll get it done. Let's get to our courtside because Nick Lakovic, I think, has got some advice for you, Joe.
Well, after hearing Joe Healy last week staking the case for the Adelaide 36ers as a top 4 team, Surely this game against the Cairns Taipans will have you reviewing your decision. Over the last 5 rounds, the 36ers, 3 wins, 5 losses. Joe, they have the worst defensive rating in the NBL, and they are the worst in the NBL at defending the 3-point line. And in this game against the Taipans, they gave up 16 3-point makes. So until they start prioritising defence, they solely cannot rely on just being an offensive team to blow teams off the floor. No Ramon Moore. Eric Griffin in this game was a no-show. 10 minutes, 3 points, 3 turnovers. Now, his role, and Joey Wright knows his limitations defensively, poor in containment, poor in on-ball coverages, so many breakdowns in this game against the Cairns Taipans. He's been shuffled to the bench to play a 6-man role as an offensive juggernaut, similar to the Lou Williams at the LA Clippers. I only have them winning 2 of their remaining 5 games, so unfortunately, Joe, it's a no-show for the 36ers in the playoffs in 2020. Back to you guys.
Lacko, I appreciate your opinion, but I'm stubborn, and I know you may say that I need to review what I was saying last week. Not yet.
Oh, okay. You tell
I know.
Nah.
All gloves are off with Joe. Everybody was nice at first. And then Nita, I need to mention, you didn't give it to her, but she was late today. Joe was late.
Only once,
was
mate.
like- I
Everyone
was
gets one time.
Downstairs on air working until about 1 minute before I had to be here. Thank you.
I'm just trying to share the love from when I was late. All right. Well, PK's got some underperforming Melbourne teams he wants to talk about.
Man, how bad were Melbourne United on the weekend? They are struggling. They've now dropped 4 of their last 5, and you've got to wonder what Dean Vickerman's thinking. I suspect he'll be harking back to 2016 when he had a Breakers team that was slumping badly. There looked like there was disunity on the floor. Everyone wrote them off, and they rebounded back to make the deciding game of the grand final. So Vickerman will know it's possible. Melbourne are still 4th. It's still in their hands, but there's a big difference between them and that New Zealand team. The Breakers had Jackson, Abercrombie, Vicona, the drivers of 3 or 4 championship teams. They knew what their identity was. They were able to get back to it and get back to winning. But what's this Melbourne team's identity? You know, earlier in the year, they won 9 of 12 games on the back of outscoring people. I reckon they've gone away from that a little bit as they've tried to raise their defensive standards. I think it's their last roll of the dice. They've got Sydney and Perth coming up. It's a tough stretch. But with players like Golding, Long and Trimble, they've just got to get back to trying to outscore people. See if that's their identity. See if that can get back to winning games.
Mate, PK, can you get your angles right? Come on.
Oh, because of it close.
I didn't even hear what he said.
Extreme close-up.
Hey, leave him alone. It adds character. It's kind of cute.
Okay.
All right, Rucker, we've spoken to our producer. He's warned us that we're in trouble. What have you got?
Well, gentlemen, I teased last week on the show that there may be 2 Queensland participants in the NBL finals. I watched the show back last week and I saw the snarky comments, especially from you, Mr. Carfino. Why the hate? The Queensland teams are playing good basketball. In fact, I only think New Zealand are playing better than them at the moment. The Cairns Taipans handled the Adelaide 36ers easily, and that was a big game because it really created a lot of separation between Cairns and the other 6 teams that are chasing them. The Bullets looked really good. Look, Illawarra is weak right now, but the Bullets beat them down the way they were supposed to. They've done a great job in this second half of the season of adjusting their lineup, reducing the minutes of those 2 imports that were under fire early in the season, and getting Cam Glidden back in the rotation. Jason Cadilla is providing great minutes now off the bench, and the Armory is a very tough place for visiting teams to get a win right now. Guys, I'm very curious if you've changed your thoughts at all about the 2 Queensland teams appearing in the NBL finals in 2020. Great to hear from you. Look forward to chatting next week.
All right, you gotta love Derek Rucker. When he's right, he's right. I love our courtside
And
commentators.
we've been with Cairns for a long time, but Brisbane certainly had some things to prove. But we're both on that bandwagon. The injection of Magnate and also Glidden, but they had to do that over the last couple of weeks. They're looking good. They got momentum, and like I said, I think they finished 3rd.
This race for the top 4 for that, well, now it was the 4th spot. Now it's that 3rd, 4th spot. It's going to be so good the next 4 rounds.
You reckon we should have top 5? Yeah. We need to talk about that. We want the top 5.
Yeah, how
would that be,
exciting would that be?
Yeah, more the merrier. But how about 1 versus 4? That's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, whoever finishes first, it's not going to be a cupcake league. Yeah, he's going to be able to get that win. But definitely something to watch.
It's time now for the Unibet game preview. Who's hot? Who's not?
That's right. It is time for the Unibet preview. First, the NBL games. What have we got on the card? Southeast Melbourne Phoenix at Brisbane. Brisbane is hot.
We were on fire too last week.
Yeah.
And we were on Brisbane 11 plus. They won by 28. And I'm going with Brisbane to win 11 plus against the Phoenix. I think they're playing some good basketball at the moment. Got their rotations right.
All right. The battle.
What are you going?
I'm going with Brisbane as well. They're hot. Yeah. I know. I'm trying to get it through it quick. You told me we didn't have much time. The Sydney Kings are going down to the Gong, the Battle of New South Wales.
They are going with humble
sarcasm.
pie. The Kings are going with humble pie. They lost last time on New Year's Eve. They're going to go win 11 plus. The Hawks are going to be in a whole lot of pain.
Yeah, big win. I'll go. It's not 15 plus on Unibet.
You can go whatever you want.
It's going to be big. It's going to be bigger than 11.
20 plus.
It's going to be big. It's not going to. It's going to be 2 digits. I'll just keep it at that. Brisbane Bullets at Adelaide. Adelaide on a bit of a slide right now. They really are in a desperate situation. They're mathematically still in.
They're tough at home, but I'm going to give Brisbane the chance to win 1-10, just because they're feeling it. They're up and down Adelaide. Hard to really pick.
Yeah.
Don't know.
They can't guard anybody.
No, they can't. They give up so many points.
That's why they're so inconsistent. They can score, but they can't guard anybody. You consistently win when you play the D and you rebound. New Zealand at Perth. Good luck. New Zealand's playing some good basketball, but to win at Perth, you got to really bring it.
They've become a bit of a favourite of mine. I really like New Zealand, but they're going down. They're going down 11 plus against the Perth Wildcats. They are looking very, very good and coming good at the right time of the year, as Perth do.
All right. Well, I said at the beginning of the year, I'm not going to underestimate Perth. And this is definitely a game that I won't do that. Perth, 11 plus. Cairns Taipans, who we both love, and a lot of people around the country are loving them. Southeast Melbourne Magic, who we loved earlier in the year, but now, they're not playing like with any magic, you know. And the Phoenix is something that's like born again or rise from the ashes or something like that.
Regardless of what you call them, they're going down again. Because Cairns are playing together. I love Machado, love their imports. DJ Newell, underappreciated. Great player.
Oh, yeah.
I think they win 1-10. Yeah. High scoring game.
I know.
They leak so many points, Phoenix. Unbelievable. Their defense is terrible.
Yeah. Hey, when we talk about Defensive Player of the Year, we'll be talking about Newbill will be in that conversation. All right, Melbourne United at the Kingdom, or they call it the Kingdom anymore? Kudos Bank Arena?
But
yeah,
we'll call it a world of hurt for United because the Kings are going to get a little bit of party time, I reckon. 11 plus against United, who are done, D-U-N.
Okay, I agree. Let's get to the NBA games. Memphis Grizzlies at Boston. Ja Morant. Oh my goodness. Whew, man. He is just killing it on social media. I don't even have to watch any of his games. His highlights are Jordan-esque.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to go with him just for his highlights.
Well, they've had a little bit of problems with injuries, Boston, but I will go them 1-10. Memphis have been a bit of a surprise packet this year in the NBA.
All right. Well, I'm going to kind of leak it out a little early, but I'm going to go all 3 away teams here because I'm going to take the Lakers over the
Brooklyn Nets.
The Brooklyn Nets.
Kyrie back for the last 3 or 4 games. Don't like some of his comments lately. So I'll go the Lakers as well. They'll probably only win 1-10.
Yeah, he should just be quiet.
Yeah,
he really should. LA Clippers, they're going to Miami, taking on the Heat.
Been a bit up and down, the Clippers. I like Miami. Probably don't have the same sort of talent as the Clips, but at home they are tough. I think they win that game 1-10 in a bit of an upset.
All right. Well, that's all.
Paul George still out? I think he's still out.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be back.
I don't know. I was concentrating.
Miami.
I was concentrating.
Finish. Wrap this thing up.
I was concentrating on the closer. You can subscribe to the Basketball Show on Apple Podcasts. Of course, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Unibet, TCL Plex Smartphones, and News Corp. And you know who we are, because if you don't, you haven't been following basketball. We'll see you next time.
This is a co-production by News Corp Australia and Closer Sports.